Wolf Blitzer's on TV.
Wolf Blitzer.
Is that Wolf Blitzer?
Wolf Blitzer.
Wolf Blitzer don't got shit on David Campbell.
He sound
like
hard
a
as
Game
fuck.
of Thrones character.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a name. Come on, man, name it something like
I'm
that.
gonna name my child Wolf
Quite
Blitzer.
quite the name.
Wolf Blitzer camper.
You sound like
I didn't
something
say
from
that.
You sound like
Listen.
a video game character.
My kids are gonna get beat up.
Why?
One kid's gonna be Wolf Blitzer
Oh
camper.
yeah. This Wolf
next
Blitzer,
is going
and
to
then
be
the other
Happy
one is
Camper.
Anderson Cooper.
I'm about to say,
You are horrible.
If I had to deal with it, so do
Why
they.
does it look like this?
Wait, what? Really?
Every time there's a new teacher, and they're going through the role, they're like, "Oh, camper, like, are you a happy camper?" I'm like, "No, bitch." I'm tired of that joke.
Hey.
I had all that. They was like,
I will say this. If I'm on the phone,
you must be a real pain for a student, huh? I'd be
Hey,
like,
hey.
hi, you're right. I thought
Hey,
this book
I'll
in the
say
back of your
this.
head.
I'll say this. I sound like a white guy over the phone, so I might have a leg up
This
in
is
the
not
in
English.
interview. And then when they see me, that's when I'll see. That's when I'll see
That's
if
when
they
you'll
really
know.
discriminatory.
Yeah.
No.
Like you.
Well, see, sadly, because my name is Tisha, it's already,
It's already on the
Hey,
table.
it's tissue paper. No, it's tissue.
It doesn't even have to be an option on the application if you're black or anything else.
It's
Your
just- you already put your
Tisha,
name.
so say to son.
Yeah, my name is Will Smith. Everybody, how you doing?
You could probably get away with Will Smith, though.
I'm just trying to
Smith,
figure out why she's
yeah.
speaking.
Like
sounds
William
white.
Smith.
William.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, what's it short for?
William Smitherson.
Yeah. So
Welcome to the 11th episode
wait,
Yeah.
it's been 11
of an ambiguously named
Oh my
podcast
God.
Wait,
with
for real?
Johnny.
Will Smith, you know.
I didn't think of a name before this.
Now, when I get to Tisha,
I was
don't come up with something and say, "Oh wait."
Nah, I wouldn't
Listen,
even
not
do
because if
that.
he was gonna say Will
Keep
Smith,
going.
I was gonna say Monica Rambeau. Because like
You can do it. Yeah, you can still do it. You can still do it.
And
he already
today,
said my name.
He did.
Hey, but do they have your first name though?
Yeah, that's my first
I mean last name.
what do you
Nah,
mean,
yeah.
Monica?
Rambo.
Monica Tisha Rambo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My middle name is Tisha.
Today we have a guest, the poetic, the political, the
Ooh.
Monica Rambeau. Clap it up, clap it up.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, Carnell's not clapping, but it's okay.
I'm a
Nellyville,
conversationalist,
come
too.
on.
Waiting for this podcast to start.
Oh, so you're gonna start making noodles again?
Yeah.
Of course, like always.
We
minutes.
broke.
You had
If that don't say HBCU in a podcast, I was gonna make a couple noodles.
It's like, wait,
Hey,
it's like, what are
the
you
crazy
doing right
thing
now?
about it,
I'm
we've
ordering
mentioned
noodles.
that we're in college before,
Are you
but
gonna,
we didn't say explicitly.
Are you gonna Michelin hood them up? Like
Toss some
you gonna
hot sauce
put
in
some
there.
hot sauce, some egg in there?
Hey,
some
even
egg.
though we
Hey,
probably
That sound
have.
kinda-
You never put egg in
That
your
sound
All right,
kinda
hey,
fire.
Rambo. Even though we probably have listeners that know our
I'm just
voices.
kidding. I'll wait until after.
All right,
You was already out the door. You might as well have, but go ahead.
You made it sound like I got AKs.
What y'all thought about that new movie?
hey, but yo, Rambo, for real though. Yeah, I will say this. Yeah, even though we have listeners that probably know our voices, just for the listeners that do not know us, we're never gonna say where we attend.
We already have.
Wait, we have?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have. On multiple occasions.
When?
Gosh, y'all are
You
slow.
guys.
You guys are really slow.
Oh wow.
That's why I
Y'all
was
not
low-key
gonna
kind of
keep it
confused
secret.
while you was trying to give aliases, because I was like, you guys have said in casual conversation
Where
in the middle
fuck we
of
are,
the episode,
who the fuck we are.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
We said our major.
and you can't
Yeah, we had.
You
Well,
can't
I
even blame
haven't.
me on that
Wait,
one.
I probably have.
Y'all fumbled the bag on that
Yeah,
one.
we really fumbled the bag. Yeah, the cat is out. Yeah,
Well,
cat's out the bag.
well,
my
We're
cat-
They
finna.
probably know it by association.
I'm scooping and I'm going for the TV.
Yes,
Let's go.
hopefully this indie podcast brings us fame, or I'm just gonna have to join the Air Force as my full-time career. So
You
yeah,
can become a
I
stripper.
mean, that's not the worst.
No, man.
Yeah, that's not the worst. I mean, you said it like that was your last
I
word.
don't know.
Wait,
Niggas
wait.
confidently say they're gonna be drug dealers for the rest of their lives. So.
hey, for real, like,
It's getting to that point.
no, I know somebody that's.
I'd be good at it. I know how to do it. I just seen all the mess that comes with it, and I don't.
Yeah, we
But
know,
I
man.
can do it if I wanted to. But like, I don't
You say mess like going
The
to
real,
jail.
now the
like,
real
Like,
question.
yeah, like that ain't. Like, oh, I have a court
like
date
going to
today.
jail is
aw.
Like, I will say this.
It's like my cellmate is so inconsiderate.
Okay, that's a segue into the topic. There we go. That's a segue.
No, but we gotta. So I gotta ask y'all how your week's been, and any new music before we start getting into some of the topics. What's going on with y'all?
Even though this isn't necessarily new music, it's a new version of the music. I would probably say "Say Yes" by Floetry, chopped and screwed version.
okay.
That was very specific.
That was.
I'm here for it.
I was going to say Dev Mac off top.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to
The
Dev
homies.
Mac.
support.
Represent. You
I
know.
definitely know where we are.
So
If they didn't know before.
if you didn't know, now you know.
Right.
Any other music?
I don't know. We listened to something in the car the other day. I can't remember what I played, but I enjoyed it. That's
I-
Thank you.
Ghetto Sage.
You know I am a child
Yes.
at heart.
Ghetto Sage.
That was, that, I don't know. Who made a song? Like, them niggas really made a song about ice cream.
Yeah, Umi's new EP. That's what it was.
Oh, Umi. Oh, that's what we was listening to. Yeah.
It's kind of love language.
I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to-
Shoot, I'm trying to learn somebody's daughter love
Is that
language.
good?
Shoot.
I bet you can hear
The
that
Tampico?
candy rattling.
I mean, I
in the
had.
bowl.
I'm talking about.
You want some?
Oh, with the mix. Oh, yeah.
I would like to taste it.
Okay.
We should have got some Hennessy, man.
This is a drink.
So you was just trying to ruin the taste of the Tampico?
No,
That
I
penny
just
water?
no.
First of all, it's nickel water. Get it right.
No.
Second of all,
No, Henny go hard.
I should throw some.
Henny go hard on your
what-
liver.
That's what the
but-
white people want you to believe.
Okay.
That's what
Henny and do safe.
You trying to fight?
Yeah. that's what
Nah,
that
I'm
sounds
really
like.
I'm really trying to
Bougie
say.
ass nigga said do say.
I did. Hey,
Homeboy right there.
let me say something. I like sending risky texts.
Yes.
I like sending risky
It just
texts,
be
but I
touching my
like
heart,
sending
like-
risky tweets in the DMs, man.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't need Hennessy or Douce, to do that, but I have 1,000% confidence with Henny and Douce in my system.
What cup?
Okay.
What cup?
Speaking of 100% confidence,
1,000.
You just.
1,000% confidence,
Oh.
it is a good way to segue into our first topic, in which we do have 1,000% confidence that our justice system got us messed up.
Ain't
Yeah,
shit.
for real.
If you
We
haven't
been
already heard, Rodney Reed.
Y'all sure y'all want to do this? Y'all got a political science.
Look,
Woo!
we got the perfect person on the case. So,
Shout out to
Rodney
Rambo.
Reed.
No, I just kind of lightly reviewed it. Like, I haven't been that tuned in with the case, to be
Yeah,
quite
I-
honest with you. Because it's like, you know, you hear about this kind of stuff quite
Yeah,
often.
like
really do.
the first time I
Like,
saw it on
we-
Twitter, it was like, oh yeah, well, like the
I'm
cop
not surprised.
already admitted to it, but
Yeah.
so why is he still getting tried for it? And I'm like, that don't make no sense. Like, so I just need to know like the facts.
I mean,
But it still do sound up though.
my
Like,
thing
here's-
is like, not that it's like exhausting to hear this case and stuff like that, but it's like
That's
you
me
do
coming.
hear about this kind of stuff all the time where it's black men getting exonerated for crimes that they didn't do way back then.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's annoying. It's annoying because it's like,
Hey,
we definitely
another
know
bit.
better at this point. Like, there should
At
be,
this point,
I know there has to be processes, but there should instant exoneration.
Yeah.
Like, when you hear the
It's-
story.
it's one of those
Okay.
cases where it's really just like, so
Open it-
now that we
supposed to
have
be
this
open and shut.
information,
Why is he still? in
Yeah.
it
jail?
should be like an instant thing.
21 years, bro. He
Like-
lost 21 years. He got kids and everything.
Exactly.
Miss
Oh, like,
miss
yeah.
them growing up, man. But like, even though
Can't wait none in that one cooking girl. Just keep pouring it back.
It take a lot for Johnny. to
hey,
go
yo,
there.
but I'll say this, even though I really am not that knowledgeable on the case and whatnot, we've all seen something like this before. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised whenever I see a black man wrongfully
But it's
convicted.
even a conversation.
Yeah, like at this point,
When you hear,
like here's the thing: when you're a black person in America,
Yeah.
and you go on trial, you really are guilty until you're proven innocent.
This is very
Not
true.
innocent till you're proven guilty. Just keep. I don't mess with I don't mess with mixing. I don't mess with mixing.
You don't mess
What do you
with
mean?
mixing.
Oh, so you
Now I'm talking about the drinks.
Oh, never mind.
What you thought I was saying?
That's why I got confused. I was like,
usually
what?
it's some racist shit.
This
Yeah.
conversation shifted.
Whoa, man.
Like, dang,
That-
okay.
I'm a troll, not a racist. Whoa.
All right, bro.
Whoa.
You're a racist troll.
No, I'm
you very well
not.
can.
Although, like, just to like touch back on to the case a little bit, like you can kind of tell racism is kind of on its last leg, which is
Still
kind of
strong.
like, it's strong.
It's strong.
I think-
It's strong just because it's strong just because of Donald Trump. Like they have
yeah.
they have representation. Like that's
Yeah.
what makes them stronger
They
in
have
their own way.
An
Like
icon now that they can.
yes.
So people thought we live in a post-racial society because Barack
No.
Obama was
Nah.
our president for 8 years. No,
No,
they
here's-
wanted Barack Obama to be
First of all,
president
here's
so
how
they
you
can.
know that shit is still racist because after 2008, when 2012 came along, Republicans worked so hard to make the House and Senate majority Republican.
No,
Still, while
and
he
then
was
on
in
top of
his
and then on
term.
top of that, membership rates in the KKK ended up skyrocketing.
See, I ain't know all that. I ain't
And,
know all that.
like y'all can just see like in the news right now, like they've been acting up lately. Like, have you seen? There's been like a boost in anti-Semitism.
Semitism.
Semitism.
Mhm.
Yeah, like neo-Nazis, like new neo-Nazis are just like popping up all over the place. They're desecrating Jewish graves in New York. I'm like, like it's just crazy. Like they just acting up all of a sudden.
Here's the thing. They're threatened. They're scared.
Exactly.
They're scared.
I would say that's a good point to bring up because I feel like given the progress that we've made in terms of all the first president, the first astronaut, the first all of those things, and they're constantly seeing these things and they harbor those feelings whether they already have them at the surface or whether they're still tucked away. That's eating away at them because they see that and they have those feelings of superiority and they're like, why are they being able to do this? Why are they doing that? And it's
Let
just,
me tell you
it's just
something.
building up.
Let me tell you something.
Right.
If one of these presidential candidates for the Democratic Party, if they get a Hispanic VP running mate that is very friendly towards immigration and whatnot, there's going to be riots. There are going to be people that are going to be saying, "Not my president, not my VP." They're going to be they're going to try to nullify votes.
Y'all ever watch Designated Survivor?
No.
They're going to try to nullify the vote.
And I say that because
They are going to make sure that they do not have the
you need to
Hispanic.
type on beat with the syllables.
Hmm?
Okay.
You can't say, I think that.
Oh no, that bothered me. Like,
Hey,
that bothered me.
hey, I'm telling you this, that whole bottle right there, that might be gone just for me. But
Oh well.
let me say something.
That's money.
Let me finish what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted.
You got five.
Yes, I'm a Creole. I am not gonna cap. I'm low key kind of white, so I'm my white side
Kinda
speaking.
white. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm
All right, no. Let me.
That exact situation happened on Designated
Nah,
Survivor.
your
like,
white
he had
side is on the HBCU campus, so he get the
Yeah, he takes
get
the
the floor.
president.
he get the floor.
Cause like that exact situation happened on Designated Survivor. It was a white man, Tom Kirkman, for my people who watch that show, and his VP was of Latino descent, and like every time that he did something, it was like put under a microscope. Like, okay, he's doing that in favor of Mexico or immigrants or this and that. So I really feel like either way, they always gonna find something. Like if the person's like.
The problem with that though, like, is like when there is a debate, like presidential, like when there are candidates, you have to have a balanced ticket. So if you're already mainstream progressive candidate and then you have a vice president that's Hispanic, your ticket is going to be unbalanced because it doesn't appeal to the other side of the country.
Right.
So like when you go to the polls, you're not going to get as many votes as you probably should or could since you didn't appeal to that other side of the country.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people to just disregard because they just don't. Well, honestly, I can't say they don't agree with opinions because the opinions have very supportive facts.
Yeah.
But like, you can't just forget about that side. You can't forget about that group of people regardless of how incorrect or fallacy based. They are.
They took our job.
But so let's redirect back to the Rodney Reed situation just a little bit, but a different aspect of it. So reports. I mean, it's still on topic. It's the theme.
We do this every single episode.
Topic
You
is
know
next.
this.
Yeah, it's a topic adjacent, but
You know.
I like that.
how do we feel about reports that Kim Kardashian has come out, spoken to Rodney Reed, and is now lobbying to help get him free?
I mean,
It's-
hold
Shout
on.
out to Kim K. She's doing
I
more than
say-
her husband is doing for the black
Yeah,
community.
because I'm like,
I'm sorry because like in relationships, that's the part of like the racial imbalance that people talk about with interracial relationships, like
Yeah.
where one side is not trying to understand the other.
Mhm.
Like she has taken upon herself to understand a culture that has nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
And
She
use
really
her
did, regardless of how
platform.
much we dislike Kim K, because she really like got famous off of just exploitation.
Shout out to Ray J. He did it first.
But like honestly,
Yes, we are. We
like,
trying to get that right.
her
we
being
try-
a woman and making these kinds of advances in our justice system is
Yeah.
still a big thing. Like
It
whether she's
is.
white or black, it's still a really big thing. And she has
Mhm.
been very successful in getting a lot of convicts exonerated and out of prison through Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So it's like just thinking about that. Like
Crazy.
regardless of his bullshit
Regardless of
Kanye
all
or
of that, like,
yeah, I'm gonna say she's
Hey,
doing
that
some
album
work.
was
I gotta
nice.
get
I
into
really
it.
think he's turning it around.
do y'all want to talk
For
about
now.
that in a second?
Ooh.
Because I kind of disagree.
We might be able to
with
talk
you.
about that.
I thought we were talking about
Hard
relationships.
language.
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
I thought we were talking about relationships,
But
today.
We're going to. we do have space
Well,
though.
Kim K
Like-
using her platform.
But let's finish talking about
As
Kim
much
K
as
first.
I hate to say it,
With most
she go get
celebrities
some
don't.
shit done.
She do.
Right.
Like she was
Because
also
most celebrities
helping-
don't do nothing.
Yeah,
really don't.
she was also helping
Or
with
they act like they do something.
with
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Centon Brown. What was her name?
Centonia?
Tintoya.
Centoya Brown.
Oh
Like
my god.
I knew I saw it in my head.
Old name, bro.
I might not even say
Alright,
that.
I'm head out.
I saw it in my head and
But
I just
we
had to
on
sound it
cue.
out. But no, that's why like I'm kind of past like the conversations of people like, because when she initially started talking about doing the law stuff and like learning how to be a lawyer and everything,
Okay,
people
we
were
laughed.
people
We
laughed,
laughed.
people were skeptical. And at the time, I was like, okay, like that's cool, but she got to do something with it.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I'm saying?
here's the
And she
thing.
has.
We laughed because we thought it was just gonna be she
Shits
just
and giggles.
she's
Yeah.
yeah,
She was a
like
rich person who wanted to
like
try
her daddy
something.
was one.
Yeah.
Her daddy was
But-
just a famous lawyer. She just want to be a famous lawyer too. But
She's
now
a
she
lawyer.
actually doing.
But she out here, yeah, it's just
Yeah,
in her blood. She out here
Honestly,
doing
she
stuff.
probably already had that base, low key.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's true.
You probably
That is
not
true.
lying.
That probably
You're
does
probably
play a huge part into
Like-
it because I feel like there's a lot of celebrities. There are definitely a lot of celebrities who
They smarter
have the
than they look.
resources
Mhm.
and maybe even the intellect to
Jay-Z.
go out and become lawyers and fight for all these people,
And
but
when
they
you-
just don't have the base
What
or
did Jay-Z
the.
do that made
the-
him a sellout this week?
Oh, the NFL deal.
Bro, this is
Oh,
good.
man.
Wait.
I had
what
hope
happened?
for-
Wait. What
God.
did Kanye
I
do?
mean-
No, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z,
But
okay.
it,
About to say.
Basically, he endorsed the wrong shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like he was like, I think that he was just saying like the conversations have been had. I was like,
the
"That's
conversation
Man.
that had. And
When
Yeah,
it,
we
we're,
talking
he
about
said
it,
we're past kneeling,
no, we're
and I'm
not.
just like.
I'm like,
I'm like for real. I'm gonna say this.
Exactly.
I'm
Until
like,
they put
oh.
Colin Kaepernick back on the field and he can kneel and throw all he
can't.
wants.
He
Every single team has blacklisted him. That man is never
Exactly.
going to play in the
No,
NFL.
Exactly.
he's never going to play in the NFL again. And you want to know
And
why?
that's-
You want to know why? Because
Let me see.
they're scared of losing their middle American white
Yeah.
viewers.
That's exactly it.
That is exactly the reason why he's
Honestly-
not going to play.
Honestly, that's not why. Because if that was, people gonna watch football regardless. You wanna why? Because we're Americans.
I don't know,
And Americans
man.
love football.
White people sure hate.
No, they gonna tune into that Super Bowl. They are still gonna tune into that Super Bowl.
Yeah, I got
They're
Super
still
Bowl,
gonna buy their team's gear. It doesn't matter. They're still gonna watch football. The point,
Man, my man
the
Beto
thing is,
jumped
the
out.
owners they want
She
to
bad.
have ownership of their team. You can't control if they find out that players can actually like do stuff, get stuff done on their own, protest,
Yeah.
like that. Then they're gonna have a
Oh.
real big issue. Then they can
But see,
negotiate for more money. This is just the start.
I mean, I don't know if that's
Here's
the
the thing, here's the
direct
thing.
correlation.
I mean, it's deeper than that, but like.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
Here's
I'm
another
just
thing.
thinking like from their standpoint, they
Yeah.
see it as, oh no, they finna come up.
Yeah.
They got some power now.
Majority of these owners. Alright, here's the thing. What people forget is why Colin Kaepernick was kneeling, and it was
For Rodney Reed.
Cases like that. Yeah.
Cases exactly like Rodney Reed.
Bro, this motherfucker kicking.
Hey,
Knocking our
Alright, what is the demographic of the 32 NFL owners? What is the demographic?
White.
Mostly white, middle-aged to baby boomer white men.
Yeah.
They don't understand young black people.
Yeah. That's a given.
All they know is young black people make them money.
Mm-hmm.
So, and most of them were raised in a conservative household in conservative times. So they're going to be like, no, you're supposed to stand up for the flag. You're supposed to stand up for the national anthem and all that. But they have no knowledge of why people protest. They have no knowledge of what because originally Colin Kaepernick was sitting down.
Right there. I'm going to have to stop you real quick because like they don't have knowledge. A lot of these men have attended a university and have also done Ivy League. So it's like to say that they hit the same history. It's like crazy. Like y'all know.
When I say
y'all know what's going on.
All that shit. The knowledge I'm talking about is knowledge of living as black people in America.
Experience.
Okay.
That's the knowledge I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they are dumb people.
Thinking about it, like they probably like that shit ain't that big of a deal, but like experiencing it is definitely right.
Shoot,
about that.
Everybody want to be black till it's time to be black.
That's like, how famous is that quote?
Like, oh gosh.
The most famous quote ever by a black person.
Oh, that is a good one.
With the lovely song, "Everybody Wants to Be Black" on a Saturday night.
Wow.
Listen.
Why on a Saturday night?
Black people be lit on Saturday nights.
Black people be lit, period.
Go up in the place, man. Yeah. Especially at Club Legacy.
I'm dead.
I think the best part about us black people is that we get lit on Sundays, which is a perfect time to listen to Jesus is King.
Shout out to Jesus.
This is an impromptu topic, but since it was brought up and I kind of disagree with Carnell,
You thought it was trash?
Okay, I don't think it was trash, but compared to a Kanye album, it's not.
But what is a Kanye album?
A Kanye album
highly experienced.
Because he done been through some phases now.
He done been through some.
So here's the thing.
Because he was Yeezus at one point.
But that's the thing about the phases. The thing about the phases was I appreciate the phases, and I'm not even the biggest like Kanye fan, but I can listen to a Kanye album and be like, damn, this is really good. When I listen to Jesus is King, I'm like, wow, this production is pretty good.
Please talk about how he can jump from literally talking about how slaves had a choice and everything.
Man.
And like make America great again. It has no direct reference to when. And then now he's talking about Jesus. Now he's preaching. So but I'm just like, what I am seeing is idiocracy in a form of fascism. That's what it looks like.
It's the same thing that a lot of like Republican,
wait, you talking about the movie
highly conservative people do.
No,
I love that movie.
It's a word.
That's a good movie. It is a word.
It
is a word. That's a really good movie. I know what you're talking about.
Because it has no context. Like,
so
at this point,
he's just a Trump
we know. Wait. At this point, we know Kanye is bipolar. But at this point, as a big fan of Kanye, arguably, whenever I write rhymes, yes, I do write rhymes. Unfortunately, yes, it's trash.
He said unfortunately, it's trash.
Unfortunately. You gotta have confidence in your stuff, bro. I write a little bit. It's trash, but you know what I'm saying.
The great shit talkers always can talk shit about themselves.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kanye is an inspiration of mine because he also proved that you don't gotta be no.
I hate the old Kanye and the new Kanye conversation, but I really was rocking with old Kanye.
Yeah,
you right.
Old Kanye was hard.
Who wasn't?
But for real though, who started off their career with 5 classic albums? Who started off their career with 5 classic albums? But Kanye,
he lost me.
He lost
me after 808. He lost me. I was just like,
no, I mean,
man, if without 808, there's no Drake. Plain and simple.
He says this every time we talk about Kanye.
Honestly, if you think.
And he's it's true.
That's true.
But
wow,
I
I
don't
didn't think he was badass about running. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
That man is about.
You finna die, my guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't think
finna die. Bernie, you're
When
finna
a
die.
candidate
Stop
when-
running.
When a candidate refers to a TV with a back on it, that motherfucker too old to run. I'm sorry. He's too old. He's
Him
too
and
old.
Bernie.
He's
Him
too
and
old
Bernie.
to turn it on.
So who is
too old.
who is the
I'm
vice
sorry.
president?
I'm
Who should
sorry.
we really be looking at?
Somebody
I
younger.
don't care. Right.
Somebody
Hey,
I don't care.
Beto ended up dropping out the race.
What?
Yes,
Yeah,
Beto dropped
I saw
out.
He
that.
got butchered when he was talking about taking my guns away in Texas.
Yeah.
Hey, you,
I think
that's
that
the one place you should not say
Right.
that.
Texas was
You
like,
said
nigga, bye. No,
That's the one place
they
you
said,
should.
"Pause, you lost us."
They're
Sign
in
out, sign
Florida.
out,
They're in Florida is where you don't
I
say
don't know
that.
why you wasted your jet fuel.
You
I'm
flew
like-
all the way down here just to get no votes.
he was with his.
No, he from Texas.
Hey, there go my nigga Bernie.
He too old.
He was going with the.
He
was
finna
going with
take
the
a
red
crap
flag
on the
laws. He was
toilet
trying to
and
take that
die.
direction with it. He thinks that is like the ultimate policy, and he was trying to really.
You can't do that in Texas, man.
Nah, you ain't
Not in
like, dude.
Texas.
Not even just Texas, but the South. Period. Because there's so many black people here.
Right.
Too, and it's like if you think about it with a red flag law, because it's just saying that if a person seems like a criminal, acts like a criminal, we can take their guns. Right?
Yeah.
So, like,
What does a criminal look like in the
Like,
United
yeah,
States?
that's-
Here's,
that's
look,
the
here's the
question.
thing. Let me tell you
I still
something.
feel
With
like at
the
this point-
Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America, we really and truly should not have firearms. Really, that was the intent of the Founding Fathers. But to be honest with you, the intent of the Founding Fathers was to have the five of us in chains. So, hey,
Yeah.
what? Hey, for real.
Yeah.
Like, the Second Amendment says we should have a well-regulated militia or be able to have the right to bear arms. We have a well-regulated...
I feel like
We have a well-regulated militia. It's called the United States Armed Forces.
I feel,
That's-
I feel like he had good intentions, but it just wasn't a good time,
Beto?
especially with like all the.
Yeah.
Wait, how did we
all
get to
the-
Beto and we was talking about Kanye?
because Joe Biden
I had
was
said
on
something
the.
about.
Yeah,
I'm
Joe
I'm
Biden
looking at
got
these
on
presidential
Yeah.
candidates.
But
We're
and
gonna
it's
get
like,
back
yo,
to
this
Kanye in a
is crazy.
second. I was just gonna say like when it comes to guns and everything, like
Yeah.
I feel like when they wrote it. I mean, I'm not an old white man, so I can't say for sure. But I
That
would
owned
say
slaves?
that who owned slaves and everything, and was like probably like pretty wealthy.
3/5 of the
But
person.
I would have said that I feel like their intentions were to prevent like the government from being able to just do whatever, because that's what a lot of the amendments in the Constitution point towards, is just trying to protect the citizens. But now it's become a thing of people just want guns just to want guns and protect themselves
Well,
from
black people, I'm gonna say black people want
things.
guns to protect themselves from society.
That's
But
what
we
I'm saying.
need to protect
And
ourselves
we
from
need
society.
that.
Our
That's the-
situation
That's
is
the point I
much
was
different.
making earlier. Like the time that we're in right now, I honestly wouldn't be opposed to like, having a firearm on,
Yeah.
like,
If
Here's
people
the
could
thing,
control
for
themselves with
protection.
them,
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. No, what's really killing me is want these assault rifles, all these
Yeah,
motherfucking
that's what I'm saying.
semi-auto-
I don't need all that.
Well, here's my thing. Here's my thing about the
I don't need no
assault
assault
rifle.
rifle.
Then my thing. Here's
they want
the
an armory.
if police can have assault rifles like that, that's what makes the debate
yeah.
controversial right
Yeah.
there.
To be
because,
honest with
like,
you, I think
with the Black Panthers, man, they really stormed through their shit and tore
Yeah.
everything up. The whole foundation
Yeah.
of Black Panthers, they tore
Want
all
gun-
of it up. They
want
had
gun
the upper
control.
hand, and it's like it's not even a competition. It's simply that in this society, in this state that we are in as Black people, we are not always protected in the
Yeah.
same ways that others are in this
That's
country.
true.
So it's like, I can't tell another motherfucker how to be oppressed. If they want to have AK-47 in their house because they think the police gonna come and shoot their asses up, I cannot sit here and say, looking at MSNBC, that might not happen.
I'm talking about white people. I'm
say
talking about the white people. I'm talking about the main ones that
You always are.
Yeah, that
You
have
al-
the assault rifles. They be the main ones shooting up the schools.
So look,
But yeah, but
See, that's more into the range. You know what? Never mind.
look,
But let
that
me-
is my gripe, my only gripe with it, because there would be no problem with people having weapons if
like here's my thing is this. My thing is this. My thing. Any place that's. Hey, can I say my piece? Can I say my piece?
Say your piece.
Can I say my
Say
piece?
your piece.
Any place that sells guns should have an on-site psychiatrist.
Walmart should have an on-site psychiatrist.
Yes.
How much is
They need to do psychological.
Yeah,
They need to do psychological background checks because not every motherfucker should have a goddamn gun.
So here's the thing. I think we're too.
No elbows.
Jay,
I already got two.
Jay holding me
I got
down.
two. I got one more in me.
So here's the thing about that. Like in other countries, good example, Japan. They have had gun regulation for years and years and years, where it's so hard to get a gun. Like
so
literally,
China.
In China, like
But they have really terrible revolts right
They
now.
do.
Yeah,
At least they're not
They
shooting
try to have
guns up.
revolution.
Like literally, they have to have the police for you to keep a gun in your home. The police need to have like a schematic of your home where you have the gun at, and how it's secured.
No, sir.
And they have to inspect
What?
it.
Is that too much or
Then
too
you have
little?
to. Then you have to pass 3
Too much.
tests.
You gotta know.
Because
they
then you have
can-
to pass a test each year to keep it.
What?
Yeah. You have to
Oh wait,
pass
this
it-
is in
Japan.
Japan.
I mean, I don't have any
I
guns.
think it's in
but, like,
Japan.
What if I wanted one?
Like a nigga really gotta give you
And
the
it
layout.
really
I
does.
can't
Like to
use
do all
one.
that, it discourages people from actually
Yeah.
like.
I mean, that's
wanting
smart
to
though.
have firearms, and
It's-
they've had that system in place for years
But
and years and years.
that makes-
so that wouldn't work in America at all because we're far too ahead, and there are too many guns already.
And
like
the information
like-
for us
we have a
big.
whole black
The
market.
distribution of guns in
The dis-
America.
Right.
all over the place.
We can't even get border patrol under control. Like,
So-
we still
we gonna-
listen. Like,
Yeah.
not
It would
not
just be
on no
so hard
ICE
to
stuff, 'cause
regulate.
I completely disagree with
Yeah,
that.
no.
I mean, like border
Abolish
patrol,
ICE.
like making sure criminals ain't no
It would be
This
so
one's for
hard.
you, Ice.
It would be too hard to regulate it at this point, which is why I
Wait,
just
right.
believe, like we should be armed.
Yeah, we should be on.
Now you can definitely put like more like laws in terms of regulation.
I think here's the thing. Because
But
as
you can't
soon
just
as
shut
a
the
Muslim
whole shit
person
down.
get on the plane, the inspection bulks up. They're like, we got to do extra now. They got a hair wrap
That's
on in
right.
the burqa.
Like,
We
oh,
got to
no.
do way more. But as soon as a white person go into a gun store, there's no
Nothing.
extra repercussion. Nothing.
There's no.
No extra.
Hey,
Right.
hey,
No
what
extra-
you doing today?
No, the people that should get background checks
AR-15
in America are the people
Good choice.
that contribute to domestic terrorism.
That's
Simple as
That's
that.
period.
Because
That's
if you think about the layers of the bullshit that we do in the United States,
the layers.
the layers, like how we handle terrorism. Okay, since we recognize that domestic terrorism is a thing and that white people predominantly do it,
Yeah.
what happens next? Like, I mean, y'all made sure
Can
black
I
people
hijack the
couldn't get guns
podcast right
as
quick?
easily.
Hijack.
So what do y'all
Hijack.
think?
Hijack.
How do y'all think we can deal with domestic terrorism better? Like how do we become better equipped to either defend against it or prevent it?
Okay, so the thing about that is I think one of the things that make it so hard to defend against it or stop it in its tracks when it's happening is white privilege. Because we've seen instances of white shooters being treated like they just stole a chocolate bar, and the black people who are stealing chocolate bars are getting gunned down. So it's one of those things where it's like it needs to
naked
be
with machetes
That's-
and still
and-
not getting shot. Like,
Exactly.
Like,
here's the thing.
first
here's
of all,
the thing.
all I gotta do is see loose dicks swinging, and I'm sure.
Yikes!
And I'm just like, I got shocked. I didn't know. Like,
he came at me. I was
listen, I would
afraid
say
for
he
my life.
got a gun, I got a gun. Like,
Hey,
simple as that.
Hey, I would say this: how to
to
protect against domestic terrorism. Unfortunately, it would be the United States would have to be a bigger surveillance state. And to be honest with you, that would infringe on the civil liberties of privacy.
They're not already watching us.
Yeah, it is totalitarian. But here's the thing: one man's totalitarianism is another man's insurance of freedom.
Hold on, I'm just
No, it's
confused.
another man's communism.
They ain't already watching us.
That's
Like,
what it is.
I'm very left.
I was under the assumption like with
Oh,
the
no, you're
NSA
fine.
and all that, like they was already in our business. Like,
Yeah, they was already in our business, but it's like they weren't in our business enough to stop.
Yeah.
And here's the unfortunate thing: do you want to give up some of your freedoms for more safety, or do you want less safety to maintain your freedom?
That's the thing.
Well, I mean,
that's the
That's
age-old
the
question.
biggest thing.
Like in terms of like privacy,
I ain't doing much.
Like,
They can do-
for real.
Okay.
Me personally,
I want to ask you this out of curiosity.
Like, as soon as you lose your autonomy in some way, it starts feeling different. Because first of all, as black people, we already sort of oppressed, and there are already talks and claims of PTSD within black people. Even like younger black people that have not like directly experienced the civil rights movement.
So when we
They
say
still have
breach of
PTSD.
privacy, like what do we mean exactly?
It means they're gonna walk in and look at whatever they want to look. That means someone could walk in your room.
I was talking about more so
I
on the
retract
web.
my statement.
Because
On
a
the
lot
web?
more.
Oh, okay.
Because a
I
lot
see
more
what you're saying.
stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Because a
See,
lot.
that's
Yeah.
what I thought he was
Listen,
referring
the thing
to.
with that is because China did this, they started restricting access to certain things,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
to prevent rebellions and
I'll be
revolts.
mad
Like
at
they
that.
started
That's
changing the
Yeah.
propaganda on their
Yeah.
own
I think
websites.
that's-
Like
That messes
certain
with
news
our
sites couldn't
Constitution,
be
though.
like seen and stuff like that.
That messes with our Constitution, though.
It's-
People are always gonna find a way around that.
Well, we have a lot of loopholes in our.
We have a whole lot of
lot of loopholes.
Shout out to our browser.
Private. Oh Jesus.
Man. Speaking of the internet gives you a lot of choices.
Yeah,
a lot of choices.
What the
So
fuck
today,
you talk about?
I'm gonna give you guys a
Oh
choice.
God.
Go.
How we want to tackle the last topic.
Blue pill or red
Ooh,
pill?
a branch.
Let's get
We
the red
like- Yeah,
pill.
this is an
Let's
interactive
go.
episode, except the listeners only get to pick whatever you guys pick. Would we like
What?
to go down further into the political and sort of conspiracy side and talk about Jeff Epstein, or would we like to swoop back around and come to the pop culture side and talk about J. Cole and his new album?
New
I
album.
heard
His
it yet.
new
Can you talk
album.
about it?
It's not
I
out.
heard
It's not
it.
out.
Okay. I was
It's been
gonna say.
announced.
I
And
love
I'm
it.
curious on our
What is it
thoughts.
called?
Talking
and-
about relationships.
You know what? Let's talk about
Fall
J.
Off.
Cole.
What's it called? The fall?
The Fall
The
Off.
Fall Off?
Yeah,
No,
coming in
why is it-
2020.
Okay.
Which direction do we wanna go?
We don't really
We
know
gonna
too
go-
much about it,
I mean, we can talk to J. Cole,
so like, is there like
I
album
feel
cover?
like J. Cole would still get political because of brackets. So.
Is there like some album cover?
There was a trailer.
A trailer. Okay, let's watch this trailer right
We
quick.
not doing this. We watching. We talk about Jeffrey.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, she's our guest.
Can I
so.
still watch the
Talk about
trailer
Jeff.
though?
Yeah, I'll
Not-
pull it up
not-
for you.
wait till later.
Twitter
Wait till
after
later.
it, yeah. So, Jeff Epstein, the rich individual who was awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges, was allegedly, the allegedly is new, hanged himself inside his Manhattan jail
They
cell.
already said this man got murdered. Yeah, strangulation. My
More than 2 months after the official autopsy ruled the death a suicide, a forensic pathologist hired by Mr. Epstein's brother claimed that the evidence points
Bro
to
said this is
homicide.
bullshit.
He said something don't smell right.
Right.
And it's
Bro
not the
said
body.
some more bullshit.
Bruh, something already did smell right because
It's
still the body.
It's still the body. The body
like here's the thing. Something already didn't smell right because
Yeah,
your man's was implicated in sexual trafficking. So
First of all, they're calling this sex trafficking because they don't know what else the fuck they called it. Like he literally had a whole like house of women,
harem.
just to have his children, and then he was doing experiments. He had like Harvard, Yale, UCLA, all kinds of scientists in his mansion trying to create experiments to splice his genes or something like that. Like something like just so he can have children that are like him. Basically.
What?
He wanted
Like,
clones.
You mean have children like him?
No.
I don't
They
even know how to
50% of
explain
you.
this
What
shit
you
the
wanted
proper
them to
way.
be 75% of you or something?
They want to be
Like,
100% of him.
Okay, so here's what I have. Here's the conclusion I came to with Jeffrey Epstein. It's simply white nationalism and white people clinging on to that. Oh, we're finna lose our dominance. We're finna lose our power. We have to figure something out because it's already been said, like in 2020, which is next year.
They
Yeah.
gonna
I guess it's safe to say this is
Like,
not
I
gonna
doubt
be the
it.
case.
We're
But they
really
were saying,
close.
like, most
They
of
kind of overestimated
like
that.
they said 60 years or something, like most of America is going to be black. That's scary if you are a race of people that's
Yeah,
not
if
going to
you
be
really
a
are black,
majority,
if you
and
really
you
wanna
know what
get
the
into
majority looks like.
Yeah.
There's always a slave class in America when there's a majority. If the majority is black or anything other than white people don't hold any more power.
Yeah.
Just because of how our systems are set up. Now, if we change our systems and everything is equitable and equal, then that'd be different. But motherfuckers don't want to do that. They gonna wait until 60 years later.
They gonna wait.
And then motherfuckers go. Listen, like what Tupac said, the poor gonna start eating the rich.
Listen.
Just like
So,
that.
white people
Not the
become,
pop
hey,
quote.
white people
Come through.
white people become a minority. They're gonna have another American Revolution.
I hope we
man.
don't
I'm ready
have
for,
another
Reconstruction
Macon
number
They don't
2.
want smoke with me.
That's what I'm waiting for.
I'm really not trying to get drafted to go to war against all of
We're
Jeff
gonna be
Epstein's
long
clones.
dead before then.
So I really
David, we gonna be long dead before then, bro.
Oh, okay, bet. By then the world will have
But your children,
fallen
though.
apart because of global
Listen,
warming and everything.
first of all, before his kids become even old enough to fuck with this climate change.
It's already getting our ass. honestly.
Forget the revolution.
We don't even know.
Miami gonna be underwater.
Woo!
According
New
to
Orleans,
Donald Trump,
New
Baton
Orleans gonna be
Rouge,
underwater.
California will have probably
The whole
burned
Gulf
down by
Coast.
now, yeah.
California
Well,
finna burn.
if it ain't earthquakes,
Still
like
Yeah, oh my god. I was watching a video
Houston
very
gonna be
recently
a port
actually, and it
to
was
the
talking about
Gulf
the
of
faults.
Mexico.
And
there's
and give it a
3
couple
different
years,
faults, and like it
yeah.
was split into 2, and then one section would just completely go underwater in California. Like I was
Yeah.
just like, that's crazy.
They said that I might mess up the year, but they said something in the video that I was watching. They said that by 20 like I don't know, it might have been 50. The year's probably gonna be off because I don't remember exactly, and I have some Temco in my system. They said LA would be right next to San Francisco
What
by
the hell?
2050. Estimate.
What is
Because
called
I-
LA might be next to
Because
San Fran.
just because of how the
Like
faults are set up and the
That's-
and the plates and everything.
That's,
Like
that's not
Pangea?
bad.
Like split, but it's reverse Pangea.
no, because it's
Reverse
just
Pangea.
that one,
Yes, let's
like,
do it.
section getting up
Yes,
and-
yes, let's do it. Reverse Pangea.
Pangea split, but California's gonna.
Shit.
Hey, we gonna
And to think they wanted to split California in two.
And the whole time they can't even do that. California
It's
said,
gonna split
ah, ha,
itself.
ha, I'm not gonna let y'all get the chance.
Stupid.
Stupid. Y'all gonna
Did y'all
like
know
each
that
other.
with Jeffrey Epstein though that they found like ties with him to Donald Trump?
I thought you were about to say
To be honest with you,
I
wouldn't be
They found ties
surprised.
to him and a lot of Democrats too. Like it's not just
Oh,
like a
wow.
Republican or conservative thing. Like this
Yeah.
is widespread.
See,
politics.
everybody got a
It's a
little,
politician
everybody got
thing.
skeletons in their
Yeah.
closet.
Man, when they was talking about
Everybody got
Hillary,
clones in their
like
closet.
they was talking about the pizza store thing, the pizza store
Oh,
emails.
Pizzagate.
Yes,
Yeah,
man,
Pizzagate.
Like this, first of all, Pizzagate is supposed to be like a whole conspiracy thing, like Watergate
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Not the fucking same. Like, oh my goodness, the lies that stem from that. Then to later, Fox News drops an article talking about how the emails were false accusations. She didn't do anything wrong. Not that she should have been fucking president, but it's just like, ooh, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, still,
Hey,
like, not that she
you got
should've
two
been
more. You got
president.
two more.
That's good.
There was another one in there.
But I think possibly. But I think that like that was some BS. Honestly, like
Yeah.
that was just like all that build up. She probably lost a lot of votes that she could have had.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So, no, but also another thing I would talk about Hillary. I would say a lot of all the people that was for Bernie and that was salty that Bernie did not get the Democratic nomination. Y'all should have known that someone that was running, that was a quote unquote social democrat, that he was never going to be able to win in the mainstream.
Yeah, I'm balanced ticket.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Here's what I think happened to.
He can be a Democrat. He can be a Democrat. He can be very leftist. But the minute you throw socialism in there, that's where you lose a lot of people.
Yeah.
He was the only one pushing for the legalization of marijuana.
Unfortunately.
My heads were going to the polls once. They were going to the polls once.
That's all they
They were
needed
like,
to hear.
if he doesn't win, I'm not getting up anymore.
Yeah. Yeah,
Over.
like I'm just gonna have the
I'm not
munchies
anymore.
all throughout this.
I'm gonna sit in my
election
house.
season.
I mean, but it's
Like
like
smoke weed like I've been doing.
Like I've been
the
nothing's
stuff that he
changed.
was
It's just I'm
fighting for,
sad a
and-
little bit.
Like I support that. Like I really would support
I mean,
all the stuff he was fighting for, but
Not now.
he needed somebody.
Fuck
He
Bernie.
needed a very straight laced. He needed someone that was very straight laced Democrat
Yeah.
to be his running mate. Even and that was just if he beat Hillary.
I feel like you know how successful a Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders combination would have been.
Ooh.
Honestly, like
That would have been
See,
interesting.
now, I
Because he
both
would've-
of them
cause he-
together.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Bernie would keep her in check.
Yeah.
Right, because she be off the wall. Like,
I feel like Bernie has more seasoning than Kamala.
She'd
be
be
like-
economics, and you over here talking about the technology
Kamala
industry.
gonna be like, send that nigga to jet, and then Bernie's like,
We're not
wait,
talking about
wait.
we're not talking about them right now.
But yeah, then and also another thing, those people that were salty that Bernie did not get the Democratic nomination, and voted for a third party, congratulations.
Harambe.
You basically voted for Trump.
First of all,
And then on top of that, they want to
walking
complain.
around saying you gonna get $1,000 a month. I'd be damn.
And
It's I'm voting for him.
but that's
You
the
got
thing,
somebody
though.
talking
It's
about
like
$17 trillion in reparations. I'm voting for them.
Yeah, like
I'm
his
sorry.
reparations.
What that look like?
what the-
But here's the
we
thing.
doing we doing cash or credit?
Bernie
or
was the savior everybody wanted. Everybody wanted to believe in Bernie. But the moment he did not win, you either had to choose between a psychopath or a sociopath.
Which is actually kind of accurate if you think about
Yeah.
it, though. Like, cause like how Hillary was, bro. Like, first of all, my thing is her apology to black people.
We're calling them super predators.
Yes, all that. Like her apology. First of all, it didn't feel genuine to me.
And her husband.
And at that point, it was like you gotta say it. Cause
Like-
we're the only people that.
Yeah,
like,
we were your only option, so
bro,
of course
like
you're
the
gonna
black vote
apologize.
is gonna be like 30% of your vote. So you gotta say it. Like if she had said that before she ran, if it didn't take an enormous amount of pull
Yeah,
from
it would've felt
NAACP
more
and a bunch of
genuine.
black activists, if it didn't take so much pull, then I'd have been like, okay, she just came out like, I am so sorry for the war on drugs. I am
Yeah.
so fucking sorry, y'all. Like I cannot put in
Even though
words.
she didn't start it,
I am so
she
sorry
helped
that your
perpetrate
fathers are
it.
not in your homes. I'm so sorry. Like,
she ain't started, but she definitely helped perpetrate it.
yeah, I'm gonna say she definitely contributed to it.
But like
He's
honestly,
pushing those stereotypes and stuff like man.
but like
sound
honestly and
bites and
truly,
mediation.
Donald Trump, to be honest with you, I kind of accept the fact that he was probably gonna be the presidential president. He was gonna be
presidential president.
my bad. I'm kind of this Paul Mason got me. Not gonna cap.
Correlate your thought.
The Tampico.
I ain't drink the Tamco.
Oh my god.
Correlate your thought.
Finish your thoughts.
But yeah,
I'm gonna finish this.
yeah, I figured he was gonna be
Paul
the.
Mason.
Was he one of the candidates?
I'm
This is
uncultured.
French liqueur.
Hey, I'm uncultured to liquor, okay? But
So liquor.
yeah,
Liqueur.
I figured he was gonna be the. I figured he was gonna be the president elect when he ended up winning the Republican nomination because he appealed to the ultra conservative views.
Nah, Donald Trump appeals to like so many.
He appeals to whoever
Yeah.
will listen
so
to
many
him.
different types of conservatives.
Well, guys, we've been having some great conversations.
Yeah, this
We've been
was
really digging in
We
today.
should have had a longer episode today, man.
Well, maybe we'll have enough time to have a longer episode because it
Bro, Tyler
is
should've been
rapid
here, bro.
fire news.
Oh my god.
What's that?
Yeah.
He gonna hit us with some bullshit.
Johnny, you should have had sound effects this
They had the
episode.
horns ready.
Hey, come on.
Rapid fire what?
You ain't even
Rapid
finished that.
fire news
Bro, just pour
hour.
some more.
This nigga just asked me to pour some. He ain't even kill
that.
that.
Pour some more.
Kill it.
Anymore after what happened.
You better be an adult.
It's instant.
You better be
like,
an adult.
lockdown.
That been going on with HBC. You just gotta be careful what you say. Yeah, I be careful. You incite a panic.
Yeehaw! Listen, sights of panic.
Sierra and Russell Wilson nailed Beyonce and Jay-Z costume.
They did.
They did that.
They did.
Future
That was nice.
I
salty
looked at it.
somewhere.
I just feel
I mean,
like
Russell
was
Wilson
like-
didn't look like.
Yeah, he didn't. That
I
was
just
my.
feel like that was lazy. You are an iconic black couple and you dress like another
iconic black couple.
I thought that the
But here's the
creativity
thing.
wasn't there for me. It
What
wasn't-
they should have done? What they should have done?
What they I don't not that I don't know.
I
They could have
mean-
been Finn
Finn
from
and
Adventure
Jake.
Time
Yeah,
and Jake the dog.
Finn and
Who
Jake.
should be Jake?
I don't know.
Russell?
I don't know.
Jake
better
the
than me.
dog.
He right for
and
Sierra.
the
They could have
human.
done that. It would have been
They
Finn.
could have been Marceline.
Russell could have been
Finn.
Finn, and
I was-
and Sierra could
I
have
was
been
Marshall Lee
Bubblegum.
for Halloween.
yeah.
that year.
That could've been-
And
that could've been
Baby
nice.
Future
That
could have been
could've
Could
Jake.
have been Angela
Yeah.
Davis and Huey.
Look, in future.
There you go. That would have worked. Perfect. Instead of being
Yeehaw.
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But hey,
all the way frozen.
shout out to Russell Wilson. He's putting on
He
for
holding
the
it down.
yeah,
That's
he's
a good
putting it
man.
on
That's
for
a
the
good
quote
dude.
unquote good guys.
He is holding it down.
quote unquote good guys?
Quote unquote good guy.
Unquote.
Shut up.
Because women are secret. Black women especially are secretly sitting here waiting for him.
Yeah, like
honestly,
We knew that nigga wasn't shit.
as soon as he does something like, we tried to tell y'all
Hey.
he wasn't shit.
Hey, he is.
Man, he a football player.
Hey, what they black women would be happy to know that he divorced his white wife to get with Sierra.
You know what? I'm not gonna even sit here and flex. Like, I don't even niggas right now. Like,
I don't even know.
that low key makes me happy to know.
Wait, you ain't know that?
I did know that. No, because I don't fall for something like that.
I didn't
think
know
he okay looking.
I didn't know who he was until.
Oh,
Did y'all know he could have went to the MLB if he wanted to?
Yeah, he coulda got that MLB
typically
money.
Niggas is multifaceted like that.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan,
Yeah,
he
he
was
played
almost
3 of
making
them.
a cut. He was
Yeah,
almost-
if you look at like Michael Jordan stats when he played baseball, he was actually like a decent
Oh,
player.
yeah.
Like
I heard he was a little below decent, but I mean that's Michael Jordan. I
No,
understand.
if you
If he's
look at the stats-
exceptional in basketball, I mean I'm gonna expect you to be like average.
If
in
you
something
look at the
else,
stats
but, you
and
know,
the fact that he
have
had
y'all seen LeBron play football?
LeBron,
That
I
he
can
played
imagine
football?
LeBron would
That nigga,
kill some
he was
football.
playing flag football.
I know he
This
was
nigga
murking
was
folk.
I know.
the hell out of folks.
I
was
know he
like,
was
oh my
murking folk.
goodness.
I just know. You
Cause
ain't
he
got
just,
show me
he's
the tape.
athletic,
done.
like
Oh,
all around.
yeah,
Like,
nice.
Right.
They was talking
Yeah.
about him in football, how he had like record-breaking high school stats.
And those
he
be
just
the
did
best
not-
ones, like the really athletic, rounded people who
Mhm.
focus in on one sport. They take off in that one sport.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Apple announces $2.5 billion plan to address California housing crisis.
Excuse who?
Can they
Who?
address the black community's housing
Who?
crisis?
Who?
But there are also
I-
wage gap.
Who?
But I mean, Apple, it makes
How?
it makes a lot of sense.
Are they gonna make houses?
They got a
in Silicon
plan.
Valley?
Hold on. Do they
So
got
they're-
a plan
It's
for
for the
this?
employees.
Yeah, they do.
gonna
So
let
they
you talk
put
about
so if you don't know, the housing in California is shit. This is like
California native.
California. There's no sugarcoating that. Like houses are way too expensive, and it's like if you're working on minimum wage, you're not going to be able to live.
Is that because everybody wants to move to California?
Yes,
Does that have
that's
something to do with
exactly
that?
it. And part of that is due in part to the companies that are established. Apple, Google,
That's all I was in
ev-
Cali.
almost
I
everything.
would move to Cali.
Look, see, exactly.
Here's the
That's
thing.
exactly it.
I'm a
They fixed the
I'm
houses.
good.
That's
Like
why
his
I'm
thing though.
like,
I probably would.
Slide.
I don't really like.
Nah, she took the lingo
Once
too.
they get that 6.8
They always
billion,
on-
like, you know, inflation gonna go
They always
down.
some
Minimum
Like
wage
I
15
no, here's the thing. I really don't. I really wouldn't like being on the coast,
I
like
just
talking
know
about
what it is.
because I don't like. I wouldn't want to deal with like hurricanes or typhoons, which is on the west coast and whatnot. And like my ideal city is ironically the place of where I would hate it the most at the same time is Dallas, and the reason why is
Oh,
because
boy, you getting swept away.
Okay, let
That-
me stop you right there.
Because-
You're never going to experience a hurricane in California.
I
But
don't
continue.
think
I said
that's
typhoon, not typhoon. It's a typhoon
There's
or
a
monsoon.
very low percentage of a typhoon. It would be a typhoon. A monsoon is a
Yeah.
rain.
Oh yeah, typhoon.
If
Yeah.
anything, but
And
even
like
still.
here's the thing, like I'm really
Yeah,
you
you'll
Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm
you
more
might have
afraid
to
of getting
evacuate
lit
your
up.
house because of the
Or
fires.
an earthquake.
I'm
more
scared of that too.
fires
I'm scared
and
of I'm
earthquakes
scared
on the
of
West
that.
Coast.
Honestly,
I'm not
Like,
scared of
I'm
the
honestly
water.
scared of that.
Really
You
not.
I
can
ain't never been
imagine
scared of
the
water.
ground like shaking under
You
your feet.
honestly,
Right.
you
Like
do
I'm
not
scared
feel
of
it.
that.
You don't
Honest
You
to
feel it.
God.
sleep through 90% of the earthquakes.
I,
I'm telling you.
no,
You
there's
literally,
some gangsta
you will
shit.
wake up
You
and
sleep
look on
through
Twitter.
earthquakes. See, this is-
Oh,
But see, this is how you got the Crips and the Bloods in Los Angeles. This
Yeah,
right
this
here.
some
These
gangsta shit
motherfuckers
right
are
there.
sleeping through
You
earthquakes.
literally,
See?
you'll
You're not
wake
afraid
up,
of anything.
you'll wake up, and people will
You're
be
not
like,
afraid
"Did
of
y'all feel an
anything.
earthquake?" And you're like, "There was an earthquake." Like that's
Like,
literally just how it is.
that's why I'd rather be in Dallas. Yeah, that's why I'd rather
Nah,
be
but
in
did
Dallas.
you hear
The
all
only bad,
67 of them gunshots and wops? No, you
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
like the only
But you felt the earthquake.
You felt
no,
the
the only
earthquake.
downside to moving to Dallas is I got to deal with Cowboy fans.
I'm so sick. You know what? Okay.
You know,
let me chill out.
Due to my I'm not gonna say one experience in Texas, because I have been in the airport a lot of times, but due to my one experience in Dallas outside of the airport, it is hella nice. Like the
Yeah,
houses
like, it's
are so
awesome.
big for no
It's
reason.
awesome.
I was like, what is this?
Dallas
futuristic
is
shit?
awesome.
I got off the
I
plane.
just don't like the Cowboys.
Oh my
You wanna know what
god.
I don't like about Dallas? The fact that it's in Texas, and that's literally the only reason why I don't like Dallas.
Really?
That's the other
The
reason.
fact, listen, Texas is like honestly, progressive wise, like the worst state to be in. Like there's a lot going on in Texas, but it's like honestly, I just can't imagine it being that, awesome for poor black people or poor people in general in Texas. Like, I really just can't imagine it being awesome out there. Like,
that's on
I just feel like when you got people targeting Walmarts for massacres, like, I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
I just got a feeling like that's not where
like I can't
we
even
should be.
Like, I'm from the country. I'm used to staying in the country. But I don't want to stay in the country my whole entire life. So
when you drop those.
Like, so I gotta make a decision.
Yeah.
Which urban area do I want to go to?
Which natural disaster do I want to take my chances with?
Do I want to go to Atlanta and deal with overcrowding?
Honestly,
Do I want to go to California and deal with earthquakes?
that's
I'm
the
not
only
listening
thing
to
I like
every
about
Negro
Mississippi.
is going to-
The weather is random as hell, but it's never like extreme. I mean, we get tornadoes here and there, we get some flooding, but it's never just like catastrophic events.
You said tornadoes and flooding as if those aren't extreme. But
They ain't really that extreme.
maybe they're just extreme for me.
Listen,
I
I'm
don't
from
know.
the Midwest and I have not experienced a tornado.
Louisiana
but I
boy,
don't
right?
Man, I'm in
That's
tornado
so
A.
to experience it out here. Like, cause I just feel like JSU would just completely fall apart.
Yeah, we really,
I feel
we
like
really
my
let
city,
him know
like, all
where
it would
we
take
at
is
now.
like a
Fuck out.
60-mile-per-hour gust of wind, and like the
Just takes
whole
everything
Saints is
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
I just
But,
feel
like,
it's gone. It's all falling
Louisiana.
apart.
I'm from the part of Louisiana that people move to when it's hurricane season.
That's funny.
So, like, but I would say this: the whole entire state of Louisiana is basically like a huge entire floodplain. So,
Yeah.
there's gonna be times where everything gets flooded.
I feel that. Remy Ma reveals she made an agreement with Nicki Minaj not to beef when she was released in 2014.
Well, she
Agreement.
definitely.
Well, they motherfucking lost that
Did she sign the document?
Well, that agreement fell through.
You can send me a DM all you want. I'm still gonna flame you when you get out.
What,
Cause
what was the name of the Nas
Sheether.
remix? The
Sheether.
Sheether? Oh,
First
She
of all, my
dragged
thing
Nicki
is,
on
I'm
there.
like, Papoose shredded Nicki on
No, not as Papoose.
Remy has a
for
ghostwriter
one.
and it's her husband. I don't care what nobody say.
No. Remy has always been nice.
Take me in. It's been
Nicki been writing her music, and I'm not even a hardcore Nicki fan or like that. Like, no cap.
Remy
At first,
been-
I was Cardi B, but then I heard she called black women roaches and shit. Then I'm like, cool.
That too. That's the crazy
But
thing.
like, honestly, like if you pay attention to the lyrics in Sheether, like
yeah.
Remy ain't. No, I'm sorry, she ain't spitting nothing that hard. Like when you hear Papoose spit, it sounds just like Sheether, but like in the male version. I'm like, nah, I'm not falling for that.
She been married to the man for so
She
goddamn
been
big
married
years.
to her art.
She
There
married
you
to
go.
her art.
There you
So
go.
she can't pick up.
I'm married to the music, literally. It writes for me too. There you go. I'm sorry. Out of the Nicki and the Remy Ma, when Remy Ma got out of jail,
Remy Ma still won that beef.
The whole time she's been in jail, she ain't write nothing.
She ain't right now.
She ain't write shit.
Bored.
You come out, you still got niggas writing for you.
I know you.
That don't
bored.
make sense. You got too much time in the pen. You got too much time.
I mean,
Hey.
that's like.
if I was
Hey, she's
stretched
still
out,
bu- hey.
I promise you I'm at the top
I
of
got
the chart.
2
She got
albums.
too much time.
I got
Too much time.
She's
If I go to jail as long
body.
as she did, I got 2 albums off the bat.
Yeah.
Like,
Man,
First
I got
day
an
out.
EP, a mixtape,
free time.
2 albums all in the same motherfucking day.
time.
Drop it
At the
simultaneously.
same time, like
Every
flood the
platform.
streets.
No, I'm gonna make them wait for it, cause while they waiting on the second one, they already done wrote. I'm writing 2 more.
All right,
Like, yeah, Boosie did that. Yeah.
Ahead of the
I had
game.
literally
See?
written up
Did
for
that.
3
Cause
years.
he actually like writes. You know, he actually writes.
Yeah, Boosie did that a whole bunch when he was in and out of jail.
That's what I'm saying. Because if you think about when Wayne went to jail and he got out, he had shit.
Yeah.
Right.
When
Well,
he went to
Wayne
jail,
don't
she
even
got
really
out,
write
she's
shit. He
still
just-
dissing
He's
people.
still
This
dissing.
ain't 2005. We not like, come on.
Maybe she didn't have Wi-Fi. She didn't know how to be with progressing.
Together. She come out fresh
Yo,
off the
that's
pen.
funny.
Talking about, oh, y'all, I don't fuck with Nicki. Why?
Fuck no.
For what? Because you
Fuck
black just
no.
like you, sis. We out here struggling. Folks getting shot and killed. And you over here talking about I don't fuck with the one sister that's successful really in the rap game. And I'm like,
Wait,
talking about she in 360 deals. I'm like, why you giving my sister life like that?
Unfortunately,
She is dreams and aspirations, and you really just run through her shit like that. What Just like, that's
Well,
so
she already accomplished her dreams and aspirations at that
I'm
point.
talking about for everyone else. Like a lot of female rappers looked up
Like,
to Nicki.
she
was the
came-
only one in the
Like,
game for a real.
yeah, no
long
cap,
time.
she did come in
That's
the
when
game.
that Megan Thee Stallion shit came. I don't care what nobody say. Like Meg, she hard. Meg, she hard.
Yeah.
But like Nicki did start that wave.
Yeah, no, she definitely
did. She
did.
started that
Oh,
Barbie.
most
shit.
Wait, really? Are you really sure about that? Because
The Barbie shit.
No, Lil Kim show did influence a lot
Lil
of
Kim,
niggas.
Okay.
Okay.
No
Lil
cap.
Kim and
Lil
Foxy
Kim.
Brown.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like when Lil Kim went off the deep end with that plastic surgery.
Ooh,
And
But
that
sad.
was the skin bleaching.
Sad.
I just was like,
Tragic.
I don't have a, first of all, my thing, like, plastic surgery is not necessarily a negative thing to me. If you feel like body enhancements is a direction to go in as a woman, you have that right.
Yeah.
But the skin
Should've
bleaching
did it,
is
but
like,
that's
we
something
have
different.
so many problems with colorism in the black community. You like,
Oh,
you really making the
right.
marathon,
Oh,
the train
yeah.
ride, all that
It's
takes
just-
so much longer when you do this
But,
shit.
like-
It's like, damn, we over here trying to convince
And-
black girls it's okay.
Yeah, you right.
To be dark, and here you go.
You ain't
You
lying.
sell skin bleaching creams
Alright.
in America. But here
Rambo.
you go.
You was not lying. You were not lying
the
that
fuck?
she came back into the game out of prison like it was 2005. Dissing motherfuckers.
Talk about some
Like she was 50 Cent. Like she was 50 Cent trying to take over New York rap. I'm like, bro. Like, but here's the thing. I as a person
she
that
got,
loves.
She got shot nine times already in the ass.
Wait.
He said she like trying to be like 50 Cent in New York. I said she got shot 9 times.
Like, shoot.
She
Like,
got shot.
here's. I don't know why, but I kind of miss like iconic diss tracks. Because. We ain't had that in a minute.
We haven't had that. No,
We haven't.
actually, no. That who it was Pusha T and who else?
Oh, pushing Drake.
No, before
Or
that.
any-
Before that.
That
Before
Yeah, that
Story
was-
at
that
Adidon.
one, I'm sorry, like Pusha
I mean,
T
Meek and Drake is also pretty iconic.
No, it's
and
not.
Drake.
I'd say it's
No,
pretty
it's
iconic.
not. It's
as iconic.
It's not as iconic
No,
as
it's
like,
not.
Like
yeah.
when
No, like out like
In
for
terms of
me,
our generation.
took
it's still-
L's
as
be-
iconic as any of Eminem's disses.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
most definitely.
Honestly, I'm not even a big
Eminem
Eminem fan, but
say-
he has some vibrant ass diss tracks.
But no.
I
What
would
I'm
be
saying.
scared.
Didn't he diss Mariah Carey?
Yes, he did. And Nick Cannon.
Like, you gotta be real crazy to diss a singer. And no, like,
No.
the only thing she coming back with is not a rap. Like,
And
you gotta
no,
be real mad.
no, but Fredo, when
he sat in the
no,
booth and really
cannabis, no, what really got me, cannabis. That dude dissed LL Cool J
Like, ooh.
on his debut album. On his debut album, with his debut single, because LL Cool J made him change his verse on 5432. And then LL Cool J changed his verse to diss cannabis.
You know who else got some real violent diss tracks? Hobson. And half the time you don't even know who that nigga talking
Yeah.
I love
Hobson be snapping.
I miss him. I miss
But
him.
here's the thing.
Man.
Here's the
Oh my
thing.
goodness.
Y'all know he's
Hobson-
done making music now, right?
Word?
Well, for now. For now.
I love. I
Okay.
used to love.
But he
gonna
basically
come out
like-
with ill mind stepping.
Yeah, no, like he dropped
We
his
gonna
track
be
and
like,
was like, yeah, so and so was
Where you
fake.
been at, fam? I was still bumping though.
Fuck them, fuck them. I'm finna head out. Y'all be smooth.
Hey,
Boom.
that man, that boy hot, come
In the
with
most popular
fire.
way ever.
But here's the thing though, the mainstream don't
Yeah.
love him.
They really don't.
The
The
mainstream don't
mainstream
love
don't
hop.
appreciate a lot
Well,
of people who
because-
are really talented.
I just
But
the thing about
Hop
about
ain't
him
commercial,
that makes him not
Yeah.
that like the it factor. It's like he doing the scary thing. Like people ain't really.
Yeah.
He
like, that's
wasn't.
People
what-
are rocking
He
with
ain't
it.
even been
Like,
scary in a minute.
And like you have one audience, like as a
He really
as
lightened
a
up
black
on
rap
y'all.
artist, like
He's
getting up there. Like,
lighting-
I don't know that much about getting to the top, obviously. But like my thing is, I feel like getting to the top wouldn't look like you only famous one time of the year, which is in October.
yeah.
So it's like it's not gonna look like that. Like
Like
you gotta be
the crazy thing about it.
relatable in other seasons.
No.
You can't just be come
Rambo.
fall time. It's scary time. And you got eye contacts in, and you look, whatever.
Rambo, here's the thing. He ain't been scary in a minute.
I think
He
it.
ain't been scary at all.
I think
2012, 2013, he lightened up on us.
He was talking about
Ever
God.
since when he dropped Knock Madness, when he dropped Knock Madness, he stopped being scary. To be honest with you, he wasn't even scary when Raw, gazing at the moonlight, Shoot, Funk Volume.
When he did Killer, I was like, I think that you need a psychiatrist.
You need
That wasn't even. Now here's the thing. That
You
was
need to have a sat down. Him and Tyler the Creator really need a strong.
Honestly,
kill. No, here's
I
the
feel like
thing.
Tyler's-
Kill her. Kill her was
I
a
think
diss
that's
track
good,
at
yeah.
because
Tamika
he's,
Wright.
You know, he's out of the closet. I'm just gonna go ahead. And
that was.
that I think that was where a lot of the radical,
Yeah.
you know, songs came from. Was that he was really trying to conceal a strong part of himself.
That would make
To
sense.
be honest with you, it was like I love all the fucked up shit he said, and
I think that if you need to release a good artist to listen to would be Tyler the Creator. If
Yeah.
you're real mad at somebody, listen to him. You not gonna be mad
but
anymore.
like
Because he
I
won't get
was
to one lyric and he talk about killing everybody. You're like, well, I'm
Like,
not there.
Yeah, I'm right.
I used to like
Getting
when
there,
I
I'm not
was
there yet.
when I was in middle school and then right before 9th grade, I used to love Tyler the Creator.
That's
And
when
then-
he was snapping.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that was
Oh,
when
yeah.
it was Bastard,
Oh.
Goblin, and then Wolf.
When
Yeah.
I heard
That
Yonkers,
trilogy. I like for real. I loved it. Like I for real loved it. And then I realized,
My mom heard
damn.
Yonkers and she was like, why are you listening to music backwards? She was like, why does your music sound so dark? And like she looked at the music video singing eating roaches.
Yeah.
She's immediately like turned that off.
But
because you have no like, are you gonna eat a roach?
Like, are you gonna eat a roach now?
Are you gonna do that? Is this influencing you? Do I have to take you to the hospital? Like,
Like honest to God though.
those things.
But here's the thing. Tyler low key was one of the biggest rap trolls.
Yeah.
Biggest
Yeah.
rap
I
trolls.
just let
And
it
to be
roll.
honest, with you, I felt like he dropped those first 3 albums. Well, yeah, he might have been using it to conceal a part of himself.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's
I
like
think
Christian
he,
as
I
fuck.
sometimes think he
There's a lot of
dropped
rappers
like
who wanna-
but I think that music from Bastard to Wolf was just big ass trolling
Yeah.
that we have not seen on that level before.
Well,
Because Lil B did it, but it wasn't as mainstream.
I would argue that Eminem was on that level too. Like I would. Put
No,
Eminem
here's the
Tyler,
thing. Here's
yeah.
the thing.
I'm gonna say,
People were taking him-
Eminem
people
would be in
was
that
taking
same
it-
category with that horrorcore rap shit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he would definitely be in there.
Yeah.
People was taking him serious though as an
Did y'all
actual
see
rapper.
Frame? Have y'all listened to the song Frame? Where Eminem is being investigated by the administration right now, the FBI, because of one of his songs.
Which one?
He was talking about killing Trump.
Woo! Woo!
Eminem was crazy.
Like he ain't talked about killing the president before.
So many times. My thing is like I'm sorry, like it don't matter
At this point-
if you white,
At this
black,
point.
Hispanic, Arabic, whatever you are. If you coming from Detroit, you're mad at Donald Trump.
you
You're definitely gonna be.
got that raging.
If you're from Michigan, you're mad at Trump.
Like at this
You are
point,
disappointed because there is no reason why Flint should still have brown water. There's no reason why.
ain't
None at all.
Say
like
that.
for real. That's been there since the Obama administration.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
The pictures like same day.
But honest to God though, like Tyler. Well, let me get back on Hobson.
Well,
Hobson,
yeah. Get your final point.
like I used to love Hobson, but I kind of like just outgrew the whole, the angry at the world type
Yeah,
shit.
because you realize we get the real world. Positivity is the only thing that's holding you on to
Keep you
everybody
here.
else.
Hell yeah,
If
hell
you are not
yeah.
if you go into the world with a pessimistic frame of mind, like
It's gonna mess.
Like
it's
here's
gonna
the
beat
thing,
your
and
ass.
Hop is, in my opinion, Hop is
You
one of the
gonna
most
beat your
talented
own
people
ass.
in the rap game.
You gonna beat your
He
own
is.
In a
ass every
perfect
day.
world, he would probably be making more positive music and making a whole lot, even though he's making millions of dollars independent,
Yeah.
he'd be making a whole lot more money mainstream.
Yeah.
But that's in a perfect world. We're obviously not in a perfect world
Yeah.
where we got people such as, I'm not going to name them. I'm not even going to name them.
Well, guys, whew. We've been having some good conversations.
it's a lot of editing. That's
It's-
quite a bit of
oh,
stupid shit in this
Yeah, there's a lot of
podcast.
there's a lot of
drunk?
censors that's gonna have to go in. But say your goodbyes, give your final messages, plug yourself one more time.
Yeah, it's your boy Will Smith. I always come back with another A-list every single episode I'm on. Yeah, if I ever get back into writing music and making beats, the name of the mixtape is gonna be Sounds of Louisiana.
I got a mixtape dropping in. It's gonna be late December. Like it's gonna be nice and cold for y'all. It's called Sad Boy Season.
Sad boy.
Sad boy. In the middle of cuffing season, goddamn. This man doing, man. He gonna mess up the game with it.
No, you need something for the people who ain't cuffed.
Yeah.
In the middle of cuffing season.
Thoughtful music, a thoughtful album.
Single.
My name is Tisha Lane. Me and David EP dropping soon. Y'all
Oh,
check that out.
Look, you gonna tell them now?
We'll tell them now.
Look, you gonna let them know?
Check it out. Tune in. Stay woke.
Stay woke.
I like to make the camera go click.
Alright. Traditional end to the episode. Y'all already know what time it is. Doop, 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 doop.
Okay, you said that as if we usually do this. I have no idea what you're doing right now.
I can't remember.
I think we should do soprano cut on Blacklist.
I'm not with it. I'm gonna go